Alright, so the big Bitcoin capitulation has happened. We're currently sitting in it. As you can see, we were previously playing out this fractal almost to the teeth. And, you know, we really should have bottomed. Well, to be honest, we should have bottomed at 34,000. And as you can see, we've capitulated below the support at 29,000. What's very worrying about this is, you know, from the charts alone, if we're not using any moving averages, there's not any support until we come down to 20,000, and I am going to make a separate video where I just look at the BTC USD chart. We'll get a couple of moving averages in here and see where we could find some support. But in this video specifically, I want to talk about the Bitcoin bull run that we're currently experiencing. And you might be thinking, Bitcoin bull run? You know, what was this guy smoked before he's made a video? But I'm not talking about a Bitcoin bull run against the US dollar. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a Bitcoin bull run against the altcoins, and in my next video, we will be microdosing the Bitcoin price, talking about where we can find some support, so keep an eye out for that one. But now, I'm going to talk about my trading plan and why I've been saying for the past couple of days, why I've been saying on Twitter and the Discord, that my only plan right now is to accumulate more Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. So, starting off, if we look at some of these Bitcoin pairs, let's check out Solana against BTC, because, you know, a lot of people asked me yesterday, you know, if you're such a long-term fan of Solana, then, you know, why would you be capitulating in the short term? And this is why. If we go over to the weekly time frame, this is the tip of the iceberg. You know, like I say, I'm not an emotional trader. I love Solana, but I look at the data. The data tells me it's bearish, so I have to go with, you know, the most probable situation, which is the fact that Solana has just broken macro bearish against Bitcoin. This was previously looking absolutely amazing. You could see Solana was holding up perfectly against Bitcoin, sitting on your EMA ribbons, and in the past week, we've capitulated 31%. So this means if you're holding Bitcoin, Bitcoin is up 31% in the past week against Solana. So this is going to be the general theme of the video. You can see that Bitcoin is outperforming all of the altcoins right now, pretty much all of the altcoins, at least the ones that I cover. So Solana, unfortunately, it is breaking bearish. I'm just looking at these things objectively, and tons of volume is coming in. We're dumping, and from a Fibonacci perspective, you know, once you have that weekly close below the 155 region, which is, you know, this 786 fib right here, then Solana against BTC, the whole uptrend is going to be invalidated, and at which point I could imagine, you know, big capitulation back down to the lows. That would be another 54%. This is one of the reasons why I'm not DCAing into altcoins. I'm getting a lot of requests saying, you know, should I DCA now? Should I DCA now? I mean, what you do with your money's up to you, but in my opinion, I really only feel comfortable holding Bitcoin in this environment. If we check out Ethereum against Bitcoin is down, you know, 4% on the day. In the past week, we are down 7%. So seems like Ethereum is still holding up fairly strong against Bitcoin. Ethereum has obviously got a huge market cap, so it's going to take more time than the other altcoins to bleed out, in my opinion, but still underperforming against Bitcoin. If we go check out Litecoin is down 6% today against Bitcoin in the past week. That was the wrong tool. In the past week, Litecoin is down 22% against Bitcoin. And you zoom out, and you can see this is a recurring theme. This is one of the reasons why I don't understand why people hold Litecoin, because if you're holding an altcoin, you know, in theory, you would want, you're taking on all of this extra risk. You would want it to outperform Bitcoin in the least. Otherwise, you're taking on loads of extra risk when you might as well just be holding Bitcoin if Bitcoin's outperforming it. So Litecoin getting slaughtered over the macro term. I mean, Litecoin has been bearish against Bitcoin since November of 2013. This is another reason why I really only think at this moment in time holding Bitcoin makes sense. So Litecoin down 6% against Bitcoin, 22% in the past week. Ape is being a bit of an outlier right now, and we're going to talk about what it's doing on the daily time frame in a second, but you can actually see in the past week, Ape is down 33% against Bitcoin. In the past day, it is up 12%, but I believe this is because the other side Meta posted their metaverse experience in the ApeCoin or Bored Ape Yacht Club metaverse. So I shared a news video on that a little bit earlier, so you can go check that out if you want. But as a general rule of thumb, you can see ApeCoin is breaking very, very bearish against Bitcoin. If we go over to KDA, the past week it's been getting slaughtered. In a day it's down 11%. In the past week it's down 42%. This is why I've been saying all my KDA videos I'm sitting on the sidelines sticking in Bitcoin, because it can get a lot cheaper here. Green Metaverse token which had a huge run up, down 20% in a day against Bitcoin, and it's down 55% in the past week. And you know, bear in mind when I say in the past week, I'm really talking about the past 4 days. It can get a lot uglier from here in my opinion. Dogecoin down 7% or almost 8% on the day. Is the uptrend invalidated? It is. Well, you know, we haven't had a weekly close yet, and you know, technically if we draw it from the candle body close, you can see it held. But still, Dogecoin is another one that looks like it's breaking macro bearish against Bitcoin, down 8% on the day. In the past week, down 26%. Shiba is currently sitting at break even, and I wonder why. What is this chart? Bittrex? What are you doing, Bittrex? Okay, maybe we need a new SHIB BTC chart. SHIB BTC, oh, it's Bittrex. Oh no, this is SHIB USD. Doesn't look like there is. No, it doesn't look like there is one, so we'll have to get rid of that. But I mean, if we just come over to the Shiba price, you can see Shiba is down 12% today. It was down an ungodly amount yesterday as well, so I imagine that's also mass capitulating against Bitcoin. If we go over to crypto.com, you can see crypto.com against Bitcoin is super bearish right now. It looks like the entire uptrend from here, we back tested the 618, so I'll include this as one move. You can see we're coming right down to your 786 fib. We're still technically bullish in the macro term, but I think this is going to end very soon. On the weekly time frame, down 17%. Today, down 7% alone. Algorand against Bitcoin. On the day, we are down 10%. Looking at the weekly candles, Algorand is down 35% against Bitcoin Luna. This has clearly happened for, you know, what a very specific reason with US Tether, but nonetheless, 99.98% down against Bitcoin. And this can happen with a lot of other cryptos, which is why I'm being very cautious and hedging my bets into Bitcoin at this moment in time. Checking out Cardano, a crypto I don't check out too often. I get a lot of requests from this. If you do want me to start covering Cardano, let me know. If I get like enough people asking me about ADA all the time, then you know, eventually I'll capitulate and start covering it. But yeah, you can see Cardano down 10% against Bitcoin today, 26% down in the past week. And I think this is going to be a recurring theme. I do think Bitcoin is going to keep outperforming these altcoins. Like I've been saying, I've been talking about this over on my Twitter. If you want to follow my Twitter, it's over here at 618_cowboy. But I said this, you know, today I said the dollar is breaking out. If you're buying the dip on altcoins, you're going to get slaughtered. And when also did I say this? I said this yesterday. If I scroll back a bit, you know, Luna's dead. CPI comes out tomorrow, another big day for the markets, and you know, as you can imagine, it was a massive day. We said this on May the 10th, so 2 days ago. 2 days ago now, I said I love being a moon boy when it's bullish, but looking at things objectively, the dollar's bullish, stock market's bearish, and altcoin holders are going to get slaughtered. And this is the point that I was trying to prove in this video. So, you know, as you can see, Bitcoin may be in a bear market against the US dollar, but Bitcoin is in a bull run against your altcoins. So if you're like me and you do like to take advantage of altcoins in order to make more Bitcoin, then my personal trading plan is to only accumulate Bitcoin at this moment in time. I think the trend is your friend. While the Federal Reserve is increasing the interest rates, while they're not printing money and they're shrinking their balance sheet, money is just going to bleed out of the market. And until we have a trend reverse on that, do not try and fight the Fed. Until the Fed starts to, you know, decrease the interest rates to very artificially low / negative rates like they did when this bull run was happening, then I really would not try and fight it, because if they keep on increasing the interest rates, 50 basis points, which is 0.5%, month over month over month, then all of the money is going to get bled out from these altcoins, and you're going to see a major Bitcoin bull run against these altcoins. So I do plan on at some point, picking up Solana, picking up Ape, picking up KDA, picking up Doge, Crypto.com, Algo, not Luna. Definitely not Luna, no. Oh my, oh okay, I thought that was the Luna price for a second. What is Luna on right now before we do wrap up the video? Luna's being taken out of all of the exchanges. Luna's at like 5 cent right now, so brutal. So I hope this video gave you some perspective. Like I said, my only trading plan right now is to buy Bitcoin. I've been saying Bitcoin is king, Bitcoin is the only thing that I want to hold on to at this moment in time. So wrapping up the video there, hope you get the point. Altcoins are extremely bearish against Bitcoin. My opinion is not to try and fight the trend. If you're trying to fight the trend and you're trying to buy these altcoins as they're dipping, then you're betting against the Fed. And betting against the Fed is probably a bad thing to do. I'm going to be waiting until the Fed backpedals, until the money printer starts printing again. But until that happens, if the Fed keeps on increasing the interest rates, all of the money that was introduced to these markets through artificially low to negative interest rates is going to capitulate, and it's going to exit the markets. That's what we're seeing right now. So be very, very careful if you're buying altcoins. Bitcoin is in a bull run against altcoins. By buying altcoins, you're going against the trend. So be careful. That's all I've got for you. Once again, if you want to follow my Twitter at 618_cowboy, I really just share memes, I shitpost, and I post pictures of NFTs, and sometimes some chart setups and important information. So that's really all I've got. Best of luck to all of you. Cowboy out. Peace.